Every single day, I get the same question. Is Upwork saturated? Can you still make money on Upwork? Is it possible in 2025? Some variation of these questions. In this video, I want to break some limiting beliefs around Upwork. I want to show you why it's still working. And also, I want to show you why Upwork is actually a form of real estate. Just bear with me here. Before we break any limiting beliefs, let's get to the facts and let's be specific, right? So Upwork right now, actually last year, has paid out $3.9 billion. That might be too many zeros, I'm not sure. But $3.9 billion. That's insane. There's 800,000 plus clients on Upwork. If you divide this by this, you get about 4,000, 5,000-ish dollars. Meaning the average client on Upwork is paying about $4,000 to $5,000. And this is proven actually in other studies where they've done studies on how much is the average person in the US making from Upwork. And do you know what that number is? Have a guess. $4,000 per month. So the average person in the US makes $4,000 per month on Upwork, which is 20% or a little bit over 20% higher than the average amount that people make in the US anyway. And remember, I've said this in other videos, that if you make $4,000 per month on Upwork, you might as well times that by 2 or 3 or 5 or 50. Because realistically speaking, if you make $4,000 per month and you have to go to a job every day and you have to stay in the same city, who gives a fuck about the 4,000? But if you can make $4,000 a month and live in Thailand and do the work on your time, that's like the equivalent of making $8,000 a month, because you get to do it on your terms, right? You might not believe that, and if you don't, then I would say you probably don't have enough perspective on life yet and have not made enough money yet to figure that out. And I can tell you this from experience, because if you don't already know, my name's Ryan. I started with Upwork. I changed my life with Upwork and freelancing. I even got one of these awards where I made over $15,000 per month using freelancing websites. I've went on to start lots of different businesses, and I can tell you from experience that Upwork is the one business that I always come back to and I always suggest to people when it comes to making money, even in 2025. Now that we know how much they've paid out, now that we know how many clients there are, and now we know the average that they're making in the US, right? And it's actually very similar in places like the UK, other places in Europe and so on, right? And also some places in Asia are also making a lot of money. What I want to talk about now is comparison, because if we talk about saturation, we must first compare it with something else. So what other website can we compare that has paid out $3.9 billion to the people that are doing the work on it? It doesn't exist. What other website can you describe that you can make $4,000 per month as a beginner? Not that many. What website can you describe that is just one website and you can do your entire business inside of it and run the entire business through it, which almost sounds like too good to be true? There isn't one. Upwork is in a league of its own when it comes to a business model, because you can run the entire business model on there. You can land clients and outsource clients on the same website. You can do all the billing and you can do all of the spending on the same website. You can do all the acquisition and all of the prospecting and messages and closing on the same website. So as a beginner, right, if you were just trying to start a business, Upwork is so easy. And I can tell you this from experience, because when I first started in 2018, I wanted to land clients, but I would do cold calling, cold email, and like all these different methods. And it was so hard. Right? It was so difficult. But then I just got on Upwork and I was immediately able to get my first client. And then since then, I've been able to make a lot of money from Upwork and with freelancing websites in general. It doesn't necessarily just need to be Upwork. It could be Freelance, it could be these other ones, even Fiverr, for example, right? Upwork is the best out of all of them, in my opinion. Maybe I'll make a separate video about that. But it's all about comparison. I also want you to compare something else. And it goes back to what I said at the start of the video about real estate. Upwork is a form of real estate. If I have a house, if I have a little house, I don't know if you guys used to do this when you were in school, where you did like the little sun in the corner, right? Little house, little thing, whatever, maybe you got a little dog, whatever. That's supposed to be a dog, it looks like an alien or whatever. But if you have a house and you don't touch it for 5 years, what's gonna happen? It's gonna go to shit. The whole roof might fly off. We don't know. It's gonna be mold. It's gonna be bad, okay? And especially if you don't pay on that house, guess what? Government's gonna come take it. Goodbye. Now compare Upwork. If you have an Upwork profile and you leave it for 3 years, like I did, right? Because I didn't do Upwork for 3 years because I started a crypto business and I made a bunch of money. But the point I'm making is I didn't do Upwork for 3 years. As soon as I came back, I was able to land clients with no maintenance, with no cost. It didn't cost me any money to start up again. it was just there, just stayed there. My little Upwork profile, me, some squiggly lines and a portfolio and a little video. That's it. Digital real estate, guys. Like, that's there. And it's still, to this day, I'm able to land clients. I'll take huge breaks, 3 years off, a year off, just come back, immediately start landing clients. What other business, please tell me, what other business could you leave for 5 years, 3 years, 1 year, even 6 months, even 3 months, and it just continues on making money? It's very, very rare, like very rare. Like, to be honest, I don't even think it exists. And yes, you may say, well, I've got a successful business, but then I would argue that realistically speaking, if you have a successful business, if you leave it for 6 months, it's probably going to get worse. Whereas with this profile, it's not going to get worse. It's just going to stay the same. Nothing's going to change. Yes, your job success score may go down, but you can fix that pretty easily by just getting a quick few reviews. But it's still there. It's still able to get you clients. And it's like Imam Gadzi says, indirectly, whether you like it or not, everybody has a personal brand. So if you have a great Upwork profile and it's there, you'll indirectly land clients. I've landed clients for $4,000 per month on Upwork through invitations. I never applied to the job. They just saw my profile. They were like, oh, this guy's dope, and then messaged me. And this still works. Even my girlfriend, she doesn't really send that many proposals. She just gets a lot of invitations because she's Chinese. So she gets a lot of Chinese-based clients, which, by the way, I didn't even know that was a thing when I was first coaching her. So like, there's unlimited opportunities when it comes to Upwork. And remember, guys, $4,000 is the average that somebody's making on Upwork. Upwork paid out $3.9 billion. If it was saturated, $3.9 billion, are you fucking kidding me? 800,000 plus clients, guys. And lastly, most importantly, and this is like to fully break your limiting belief. And I promise, if you do this, it'll take you 5 minutes. You just do this, it'll break your limiting belief forever. All I want you to do is go and put out, and look, Upwork might get mad at me for this, but I don't really give a fuck, all right? Is a fake job. Just go and put out, use AI, hey, make me a fake job for social media management, development, web design, copyright, whatever. Go and make a fake job and put it out on Upwork as a client. And you tell me how impressive the people are that apply to that job. What you'll find is that 99% of the people that apply are absolutely terrible, borderline retarded. There is an 18 million, wherever I wrote it, 18 million plus freelancers, which is on Upwork, right? There's not 18 million, trust me. There's about 10,000 that are decent. And all of the other people are not getting clients and they suck, okay? So go put out a fake job on Upwork and just be objective. Put a fake job out and just see if you would hire any of those people. And do you know what you'll find? You'll find one person that's using my methods, for example, where they're sending personalized Loom videos and things like that, like I've talked about in my other videos, right? And you'll be like, whoa, this is like way better than like every other person's. Half these people are just using automation to send rubbish messages with links that don't work, with terrible profiles. They're not taking this seriously. They're not being a professional. Just go and put out a fake job. That will be the thing that will break your limiting beliefs more than anything that I could say in this video, because you'll realize that 99% of the people who are applying on Upwork to try and land the job are rubbish. And that's why I can take new people as complete beginners and land them clients immediately within like 7 days, like Josiah, for example, right? Because the competition is rubbish. If you're just super personalized and make a good profile, it's super easy to land clients. Super easy. In my opinion, is Upwork saturated? No. And by the way, little tip here, little note. They're supposed to be paying out $4.5 billion, guys, this year. Get some, take a little snippet of it. I'm not gonna try and figure out what, it's 800,000, right? 3.9 divided by 800,000, about 4,000, 5,000-ish dollars, right? Just get yours, get a little bit. It's easy, right? And if you don't have any prior skills, then go and watch my free course on YouTube. I'm not selling anything. There's nothing to sell. The links in my description for that video don't even work because I'm not pushing any sort of product, right? Just go watch it and you can learn how to get clients as a complete beginner. But realistically speaking, it's not saturated. There's 800,000 plus paying clients that are paying over $4,000 to $5,000, right? Every year. There's $3.9 billion for you to take a smidge of. You take $10,000 out of this, it's nothing. Take $100,000 out of this, it's nothing. There's people on Upwork that are making $150,000 per month. There's people like Kabir, Corey, Harrison, other people that I'm working with, they're making $15,000 per month plus on Upwork, all from different types, Facebook ads, social media management. And they all started with no skills, no prior experience. They didn't even know how to use any of the software, they didn't know how to do anything. This is possible. And with AI, it makes it even easier. It's even easier to land clients now because the outsourcing is difficult. One of the things that always used to be a big problem when I would coach people in full transparency would be the service delivery. It'd be hard, like you'd land the client, but now what? But now with AI, it's even easier. You can just fully outsource it. So take advantage of this opportunity, right? This isn't the be all end all, guys, right? And maybe I'll actually make a point here because I think it's really important. And I just look, I just want to be like fully transparent with you guys and keep it like 100% real, because with my YouTube channel, I've had this YouTube channel for 5 years. I've been very inconsistent. But one thing I have never done is lie to you. And I've always been truthful and honest about the situation. And realistically speaking, guys, Upwork doesn't have to be the be all end. Upwork doesn't need to be your whole life. Upwork can just be a place that you get clients occasionally and make some money. If you're an agency owner, get some clients on Upwork. If you already have a business and you want to make some additional income, use Upwork. If you want to make this your full-time thing and then go and do something different like I did with crypto, for example, then do it. All of the skills that I learned as a business owner came from Upwork, and they all applied to the next business and the next business and the next business. This is possible, man. Like, I really don't want anybody to have limiting beliefs around this stuff because it's possible. You can do this. It's easy. Give yourself 7 days. You can land your first client. It can change your life. I know it did for me. I don't think Upwork's saturated, but you tell me in the comments, what do you think? And what I'm going to do with this video is if you message in the comments and you have a different opinion, I'll run you through some questions. I'll ask you, I'll be honest with you. And if you give me a compelling point, then so be it. I'll tell you, yeah, I was wrong. But after 5 years of doing this stuff and after helping hundreds of people get on Upwork, I doubt it. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I genuinely would like to know.